Hi. Hi, friends. So I take it you guys saw the title of this video. I'm smiling because I'm nervous. It's not because I'm happy about it. Sometimes when I get a little bit nervous, I get a little weird. So I've been fighting myself about talking about this for quite some time now because I found out a while ago. You know how you know something is gonna happen, but you kind of hope that it doesn't? This is kind of one of those situations, but also I'm a bit relieved that now finally I'm kind of like gonna get some answers as to what's going on, because you guys just don't understand how many doctor's offices like I've been in and out of. And it's hard because like I never thought I would be going through this type of situation. I mean, nobody does, to be honest with you. I'm gonna take a sip. I didn't think that my channel essentially would really dive deeper into my life and what's going on with my body. But here we are. So I did write down some questions that I've been getting lately, because it's mainly from my family and my friends, because they've just been wanting to know like a little bit more, and I'm sure that you guys are going to want to know a little bit more. And I literally fought myself, as I said, for like weeks making this video, because I just feel like, and it's no offense to anybody, but like when you make personal videos like this about yourself or your health, or like are feeling something, like I don't even like crying on camera. Sometimes it just happens because that's life. But like also I had to tell myself, and a lot of my friends had to tell me, like, this is your life. Like, and also one of my good friends told me, they were like, a lot of women are going through this, and you need to kind of be one of the ones that tells them that it's going to be okay, and that this is not only happening to them. And I believe that, because when I say I thought I was alone in this whole thing, obviously I've seen my mother when I was growing up deal with feminine health issues and things like that. So I knew that some of this stuff was happening, but like I guess I didn't know how extreme it was until it started to happen to me. And I cannot tell you guys enough of how much I appreciate and care about my mom and my sister, my family members that have went through this before, that had to just go day to day living their life with this. And I'm not sorry. It's like really, really hard. I don't just encourage women to watch this. I encourage men to watch this, because y'all don't understand. And it took for me to also talk to, I call her my mother-in-law, last night, because it just sounds so insane to say it out loud. But she was like, are you walking around in pain? And I said, yeah, every day. And I have to deal with it. And when I tell you, like, I'm super thankful for the doctor that I have, because she just made me feel like I'm a person like that she actually cares about. And in this day and age, we all know that customer service has kind of like gone out of the window, and being caring and stuff like that has kind of went out of the window when it comes down to the medical field. As I said, I'm not saying everybody, but it's just a fact that a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me, that a lot of doctors' offices, like, I get that you're busy and everything, but we don't want to feel rushed. We want to feel heard. We want to feel cared about. And I don't want to be told that my pain isn't as painful as it is, because that's literally happened before, to where like they're like, oh, it's not that bad. And I despise doctors like that. And that's why I appreciate like nurses like my mother and doctors like the one that I have, because they're not just shoving you out the door. So, like I said, I'm going to get into these questions and everything that people have been asking me, like common questions. I didn't want to take up too much of anybody's time. And then I also want to recommend a video to you guys, like just in case you really don't know what I was going through. This video right here, literally, I talked to her in the comments, and you can actually see the comments too of me talking with her. But I told her that literally, thank you, because this was the very first video that I saw to where it felt like I was looking at a mirror image of myself, because this is literally what I was going through. And guys, like, it's no joke. It's really no joke. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the questions. I wrote them down, so forgive me if I do look down at my notebook. My brain is all over the place right now, so I want to just make sure that I stay on track. So the first question was, what made my doctor decide surgery, or how did it come about? As I mentioned in my last vlog, I told you guys that I was going to my doctor, and she was going to be doing an ultrasound and making sure that, you know, everything was okay, because as you all know, I have a hydroxyl on my right ovary. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's pretty much fluid in the tube of your ovary. And sometimes there's no easy way to fix it. Sometimes like it comes out on its own. Sometimes like the ovary has to be removed, things like that. So she just wanted to monitor it over time, just to see, you know, what was going on and making sure that it didn't get worse. So I went in that Tuesday for my ultrasound appointment, and I've had plenty of ultrasound appointments just for that alone. And this one, I would have to say, and it wasn't the ultrasound tech, because I think this was the same person. It was very painful, to the point of where like I kind of blanked out like what was happening, because like literally like that was terrible to me. I would take a period cramp over that. And like I said, it wasn't her. And she was so sweet. She just kept apologizing, because she's like, I know it hurts. I'm sorry. It's just the angle that I have to get and everything. And I'm just like, but I've had this before. Like, why does this hurt so much? So then I waited in the waiting room, waited for them to call me back, went back into a regular room, and then my doctor came in. She's like, hi, you know, just sweet as she can be. And she sat on the stool. And I'm like, not the stool. Like, you know, when a doctor like sits down and they get a little closer to you, they're going to tell you something. Like, so I'm over here like holding on to my britches, like prepared for whatever she's about to tell me. And she showed me the pictures, and she said, so if you look at this ovary, talking about my right one, it's filled with fluid. Nothing has changed with that one, but there are some cysts happening over here. I said, okay. She said, the problem is that the same thing is trying to happen with your left. And I broke down. I shattered a little bit. And she said, there's cysts happening. It's like almost like they're trying to become identical for some odd reason. And she said, what I want to do is I want to do surgery. She said, I want to do laparoscopic surgery. And I want to go in there and I want to clean things up. I want to see what's going on. Because the only way that I'm going to really figure out what's going on is going in there. And she said, I've ruled out ovarian cancer because your age and the way it's looking right here, that wouldn't make sense. I said, okay, well, that's a relief. I hope it stays that way. And I'm like shaking. I'm like, it's not the caffeine. I just got that coffee. But I started crying, and she just scooted up to me and she said, sweetie, don't cry. And my biggest concern was, can I have kids? Because while I don't want children right now, and I've stated that, I want them in the future. I want Julian and I to have kids in the future. And he does too. And people don't know how much pressure that is on a woman. And she said, well, I'm not ruling that out. She said, I want to get in there and I want to get you out of pain first. And then she said, we can see if your tubes are blocked or if they're not blocked, or we can figure something out. She said, but first and foremost, I want to get you out of pain because you should not be walking around like that. If she saw that and she knows how much pain I'm walking around in, that's a big deal. The rest of the day, like, I had planned on going back to work. I couldn't go back to work. I told my boss, I was like, I literally am broken right now. I need time. I need to get my thoughts together before I can come back to work. I don't want to rub this energy off on the people that I work with. I don't want to come off as unprofessional. Like, I'm very, like, leave it at the door type of person. But I mean, life happens and I get it, but that's just how I've been. She said, I understand. She was super sweet about it. She just said, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I said, okay. And I'm just going to say this first and foremost too. And it's not just out of anger. It's out of consideration. Do not ever ask a woman. Don't ever ask a woman when she's going to have kids. Because you genuinely don't know if she's trying. You genuinely don't know what she's going through. Medically, mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. You have no idea. And that is so inconsiderate. And I understand that some people subliminally, like, don't say it to, or they don't say it to harm people or anything, but at the same time, like, you have no idea. And on top of all of that, I can speak for me as a woman. I beat up myself more because I can't do something more than anybody else can. In this society, to where we know that mental illness and stuff is a thing. Now, I'm not saying stuff because to me that diminishes what it is, but like mental illness and like emotional type of illnesses have taken over. Why would you say that? Don't ever ask somebody that. If you have a sense of empathy or understanding for somebody else and what they may be going through, then you need to keep that in mind, that maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's going through something right now. It's her life, or better yet, yeah, it's her life. It's their life. that's all that I'm going to say about that part. The next question I've been getting is, what is laparoscopic surgery? You guys can look up the general definition on YouTube. I'm just going to give it a simpler like explanation kind of, but pretty much they just go in, they make a couple little incisions on your bikini line. They put the tools in there while there's like a camera that usually goes up and through your belly button, or another incision that they decide to make. They end up pumping you up with air, and that's so they can see everything. And then they end up like surgically doing what they need to do that way, versus opening you all the way up and going in, like having like a very like, is it invasive? I think is the word, invasive surgery. So it's a pretty simple surgery. The problem is that I've never had internal type of surgery before. The only surgery that I've had was when I dislocated my wrist. I am worried. She told me like, you know, it's not a, you know, like it's gonna be fine and everything. Obviously everybody says it's gonna be fine, and like if you're a worry wart like me, you know, like it's kind of like like I feel like you're just saying that, like, but from what I've heard, it's a pretty easy, simple surgery depending on like, you know, the severity of what's going on with you. Yeah, I've just never had an internal type of surgery before, so I'm a little nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, but my sister reassured me. She was like, you're in great hands, and I just know that you're gonna be so much better after this. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, and that's where I'm kind of like putting my focus on, is that after all of this is said and done, then I'm gonna be like the better version of myself. Because like how I said, I've been dealing with this my whole life. Like I want to say like since I was like 13 or 14 years old, my periods have been terrible. Like I remember the one time my mom, she was a little upset with me because she thought I just wanted to come home from school, and it wasn't the case. My teacher called her because I was running a fever, because my period caused me to run a fever. And it was just like, it's all bad. Like, and when that time of the month came, I just dreaded every second of it. Like it's like, and then afterwards, I'm just so exhausted that all I want to do is like sleep, because you're literally like bracing for the pain and working yourself through the pain. And then next thing you know, you just want to fall asleep. Yeah, like it was so bad. What do they plan to do? So from what my doctor was telling me is that she wants to see if there's possible endometriosis, so that way they can better manage it and take care of it. She wants to get the fluid out of there, because apparently there's like a significant amount of fluid around, one, my right ovary, and then two, it's starting to build up around my left ovary. So they want to get rid of that. And then they want to get rid of those cysts that are in there. Make sure that it's pretty much all cleaned up, so we can kind of like start from scratch and like figure out what a game plan is, because endometriosis, it doesn't just go away, unfortunately. So you have to find a way to treat it or take care of it over time. So yeah, we'll see what happens. How long is recovery? From what I heard, recovery varies. It all depends on the aftermath of the surgery. But in short, I'll be taking 2 weeks. I was told that that's probably my best option. Just because, one, I've never had this type of surgery before, and then two, because I'm gonna like, I can't drive, I can't be on my feet for too long, and I'll actually have like stitching and stuff. So I can't like do very like rigorous activity at all. And then on top of all of that, I'll be on some medication, like heavy medication. I'm literally not going to be able to do anything, which is my worst nightmare, as you all know. But my boyfriend is going to be taking good care of me. He just godsend. He's literally going to be taking care of me that whole time that I'm recovering. and whining and moaning and complaining, I'm sure, because I'm literally going to complain. I know it already. Other question is, how am I feeling? I'm worried. um, Worried about like how I'm gonna feel after the surgery, worried about the outcome of the surgery, like what the results are, but I'm also happy about that as well. And then I'm also worried about me being able to have kids or not. That's I think that's like at the top of my list of things right now, is like I think that's literally been the biggest thing on my brain. Um the other thing being that mentally I've been kind of like up and down. I've had my days. Just 2 nights ago I was crying. I was like in bed and a little bit upset, and Julian kind of had to like hug me and stuff, like because I broke down like really really bad. um but yeah, like I just, in short, I'm like going from here to here, here to here. And I've just been kind of like trying to surround myself with people that are positive. I've been trying to keep my mind on the end result, which is like me possibly like feeling better, me being a better version of myself and things of that nature. Um yeah, that's pretty much in short like how I'm feeling right now. I just really just want to be a normal person again, kind of. I've also had to put off Pilates because like I have to be cleared to do Pilates again. And I just want to say like shout out to my Pilates studio because they were super super nice. They literally asked me what was going on. I told them like I have to have surgery, and they were like, "Okay, no problem. Like all we need is like a doctor's note," which I had it. It's fine. Sent that to them. Immediately they were like, "Oh my gosh, like I hope everything's okay." And then they were like, "How about this?" They were like, "How about we postpone it for like 2 months so you don't have to like restart the entire program or whatever," because that's what I would have done. um and they said, "We'll give you a call at the end of the second month to see how you're feeling so that we can see if you want to like get back going on it again." And I said, "That would be amazing." And they were just the nicest about it. They were like, "All right, well, we're wishing you luck. We're praying for you." And then they said, like, just reach out to us, like, if you want to come back sooner, but like, we will be contacting you at the end of the second month. So I was just like, that's a blessing. Y'all are wonderful. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. This is what's going on. This is my life. If you guys really want to get a general idea of like the pain and things that I felt, if you really want to get that like picture, I'm giving you an option. Go look at her video. Everything that she said in this video was literally spot on with what I was feeling and what I was doing to try and stop the pain. So, but I appreciate you guys. I hope this video helps someone out. Because you're not alone. You're really not. And I'm really thankful for all of the women on the internet that have been putting this information out there, because like genuinely, like when you're in this type of position, that's the biggest thing. You feel alone. You feel by yourself. You feel like, oh my God, like this is happening to nobody but me. Like, what did I do? Like, it's that kind of thing. And it could be a multitude of factors. It could be genes, it could be like food, like it could literally be anything that causes this types of stuff, life, whatever. So yeah, like you're not alone. And I may actually, and I'm still contemplating this, but I think that I may do it. I think I'm going to do shorts explaining to you guys how I feel each day. It's going to be hard, but I feel like a lot of people need to see it and see how it goes. So, but y'all just say a little prayer for me, and I really hope that this video brought you some type of like comfort if you are going through the same thing, or if you aren't going through this, I hope it brought you some form of like education as to what's, you know, what has been going on with women nowadays, because this is one of the things. But I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy for me. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Bye.